The following is a presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. Well, welcome everybody. It is Friday, July 7th, 2023. Welcome to the only show hosted by Spartan Dawgs about Spartan Dawgs. But, in this case, it's a little different today because we don't know what's in store for us today. This is Sparta MSU. I'm your host, Jason Strayhorn, along with my co-host, Choo Choo. Let's just call him Choo Choo. Jehuu Caulcrick is here. Great.
What's happening?
Look at that background. I mean, I'm jealous, man. You on the lake right now? What's going on?
This is what they talk about, like when people in Michigan be like, "Oh, I'm going up north." I'm up north. I'm not really up north, but I'm a little up north from where I live. But this is like right on Cadillac on Clifford Lake here in Stanton, Michigan. The lake back there. Just chilling, kicking, having a couple toddies.
I'm glad you're feeling good, man. It's looking good. I think I can see a lake in the background.
I even got the cutoffs on for the big day.
Woo!
Big
Sun
day.
out, guns out.
Yes, big day for Spartan Nation right now. The commitment, or is it straight a recommitment of Nick Marsh?
That's what we're going to see, what's going to happen today, because everyone knows 4-star Nick Marsh, 6'3" or 4, 200 plus pounds, River Rouge, class of 2024, wide receiver, just a heck of a player, was committed to Michigan State months ago, but decided to reopen his recruitment so he can take some other visits. And, he's been on the road. Everybody knows he's been to Kansas, we see some Jayhawk fans in the chat.
Kansas, Rock Chalk.
Yeah, I see a lot of Rock Chalk. Is that what's happening? I see a crazy MSU lady from Austin, Texas. So we got Spartans from all over the world.
I even saw someone from Germany.
Germany?
Yeah, I saw someone from Germany, in the chat
saying,
hello!
Right. Little wiener schnitzel. Hey, look, we got him. Penn State's been in the mix. Pitt has been really in the mix as of late. We don't know. Like we didn't do this saying, "Hey, we already know Mama Marsh." Tell them the story. Chu, you've reached out and had a lot of conversation with MamaTron this week, and it's a family decision. She was not letting me know either way which way they're leaning and everything like that. But what she wanted to get across is they wanted to make it a point for Nick to be somewhere for 4 years, especially with the way that transfer portals and everything like that. And that was one of the big reasons that they reopened the recruiting process and everything. So he gets the full experience of this recruiting process, because at the end of the day, it is a process and you have to go through every step of that process, and having the opportunity to reopen that recruiting process. So they were happy about it as a family. And one of the biggest thing is they really, really loved the last visit that they had to Michigan State. It was a family affair. We had the picture of, GramaTron. She said on here, like, "Oh, you guys made my grandma famous, my mom famous." She said they're calling me GramaTron, from that video of them dancing on the field and everything like that. This video right here, and she said, they're a big dancing family. Nick loves dancing. He actually wanted to be a break dancer. That's what she told me, but when it all got started. So, hopefully at the end of the day, we see lots more of this at, maybe possibly in 3-4 years on senior day, we see GramaTron, MamaTron, Nick Marsh and them dancing in Spartan Stadium on senior day. Yeah, we need to see a lot of that. We're hopeful here in Spartan Nation that this is the decision that Nick Marsh makes. But until he makes this, we just don't know. We honestly don't know what's going to happen. Been a lot of movement. We just lost a commitment today. It looks like to Oregon, Dylan Williams from Poly, Long Beach Poly, the linebacker, the 4-star that was heavily sought after. Looks like Oregon came in late and really took that commitment at the last minute. Looks like Uncle Phil strikes again, huh?
Yeah, Uncle Phil definitely strikes again. And, speaking of striking, a striking comment when we were sitting here before we went live on this, listening to his commitment video, he talked about coming to Michigan State and it felt like home to him. Coach Tucker, Coach Johnson, all those different guys. And Coach, I just went blank on the TC there, Scotty Hazelton. Yeah, it's Coach Hazelton, how it feels like home. And then something that really struck me off core was he said Oregon, the way that they developed their players, but the coaches haven't been there to show development in their players that long. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but like, what is that? So at the end of the day, for him, it clearly showed that it is definitely about chasing the bag and, picking up that money.
Hey, different strokes for different folks. He talked about development, but we talk about Oregon. That staff has been there for one season. So there's not a lot of, and this is the first time head coach in Coach Lanning, who was a defensive coordinator for the Georgia Bulldogs in the first national championship season. You're talking about the 21 season for the Georgia Bulldogs, and then got the head coaching job over at Oregon. We don't know how he develops. I know he's a younger guy. He smokes cigars a lot on social media. He seems to be a player's kind of coach, but I don't know about the development as of yet because he doesn't have that kind of that kind of history.
Right, exactly. The track record isn't there right now. So, that's going to be proven to see. But you know what, Stray? We can't talk about who's not here. Let's talk about who could be here. And one of the big things is, what does Nick Marsh, what does he bring to the Spartan offense if he comes here?
Oh, my goodness. You talk about a playmaker here. I mean, he had the name MiniTron when he was a younger player, and then it's been Megatron because of his size, his athletic ability, his athleticism, his ability to high point the football, and his shiftiness in his routes. That's one thing that you want to see with receivers, is their ability to break on a dime and create separation from defensive backs. Otis Wiley couldn't be on the show. He's a guy who is a defensive back by trade. He is dealing with a family funeral right now, so he could not make it for the show. But I'd like to hear his expertise on this. From what I've seen, you just can't pass up a guy like this. There's a picture of him right there, being able to go and high point the football in a 7-on-7 action. He's played with a lot of the best quarterbacks and other receivers in the country, around the nation. So you've been able to see the apples to apples comparison for Nick Marsh. This is a guy that everyone wanted, and Michigan State still in the race as of right now. The loss of Keon Coleman this past year in the transfer portal opens up more catches. We just had Tyrell Henry on last night on the show, and he talked about, hey, look, there's a lot more targets, a lot more catches that are available now because of the loss of Keon Coleman. This is that big body receiver that can step in day one and be able to compete for a lot of those targets when he gets to whatever school he goes to, but at Michigan State, for sure.
Yeah, and you bring up a very good point, Stray. From talking to Nick Marsh's mother on, this past week, throughout the whole, process, having conversations, she asked a pointed question. What would it mean for the Spartans if Nick was to commit to Michigan State? And, so we went through, conversations about where he will fit in the offense. We lost that, right now, like overall, we're a receiver by committee until one person steps up and can say, I'm that guy. I'm the number one guy, that I'm the, go-to guy that every team has to game plan against. Opposing defense has to say our best corner is going to be guarding this guy throughout the game and traveling with him. We don't have that right now. We have receiver by committee. So I told her clearly, he's going to get an opportunity if he wants, to perform at the high level and be that guy. Losing Keon Coleman was a big loss, but it's also a big opportunity for all these receivers that is coming in. And so we talked about that, the playing field, the time on the field, as well as NIL, the different strategies that Michigan State University uses to get kids, in NIL. From, we got guys, we had Darius Snow on working with Harvard University, doing different stuff that way. We got Malik Carr, who has a WWE contract waiting for him. There's the long game NIL that Michigan State plays to set you up for the future. And also there's that instant gratification as well. So it's all really about what exactly that you want. Do you want that instant lottery ticket where, you can just scratch off, you say, hey, I win or I lose, or you're going to be like, hey, I'm going to be invested in this program, because at the end of the day, and one thing that really came to that we talked about as well is the legacy factor, the fact that after you play and leave your mark in Spartan Stadium, on Spartan Nation, you come back. I don't care how long have we played? We walk around East Lansing, Stray, and people say, oh, hey, appreciate you, want to take pictures with you and everything like that. That is how Spartan fans love their players. And that's something that he's going to be able to, embody and be a part of. So if he comes to Michigan State, those are the things that's waiting for him.
Without question, there's no doubt that if he makes the decision to come to Michigan State, that people will love him for life. He's a local hometown kid, from the state of Michigan, River Rouge, a very, very, I would say, fertile recruiting ground. A lot of talented players come out of that area.
Blue collar too.
Hard-working, tough kid, gritty kid that know how to play. And he's been playing. His mom still hoops right now. MamaTron was talking about taking him to the hole any day of the week. If we are able to get him on the show today after he makes this announcement, we're going to talk about that. Did you guys, play, 21 or the horse to find out who's going to be able to commit to where? Because his mom's an athlete too, right? Grandmother dance, and they're a breakdancer family from what we were told as well, right?
And you know what? At the end of the day, too, I got to really pat ourselves on the back at this is Sparta MSU. All of us, and behind the scenes and everything like that. Not everyone has this coverage right now. Not everyone has some boots on the ground, right now to, take a look at the inside look. This is something that you get only with This is Sparta MSU. So if you're tuning in right now, and if you're not a subscriber, be sure to hit that subscribe and that like button on the bottom of this screen right now, because this is the kind of content that you're going to get, the exclusive content that you're going to get. And especially and we're not even in season yet, Stray.
We ain't even in season.
We're not even in season yet.
Special content, right? This is what it is.
I haven't even talked shit on kickers yet.
No grandpappy stories, nothing yet. You haven't been in stadium venues and getting everybody involved and giving tickets away. All kinds of special things. We haven't even got to the WWE. The what is it? We're going to the
SummerSlam. We're giving away 2 tickets.
All kinds of things that are in store. And right now, there's been a lot. Look, in River Rouge, they're doing it in the auditorium. It's like in a bunker, like a nuclear bomb bunker.
Do we have a live view? Do we have a live shot yet?
I think it's very different. No one else in the world is able to get this shot, but this is Sparta.
Look at us.
Here we are.
We're our boots on the ground, Stray. Boots on the ground.
Love it. Look, we're right there. We're waiting for everybody to get ready, and then we're going to go to that live announcement when it comes. But speaking of that, I think we might have a 247 guy on our show right now, and we can maybe join us. Corey Robinson joins us. There he is. What's up, Corey? You're on mute.
Not too much, guys. How you been?
We're good. Corey, I got to know, the choo-choo crystal ball has Marsh at 97% Michigan State right now. And are you dipping your toes in the choo-choo pool? And remember what I do in pools, by the way.
He pees in pools.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling like you probably got a pretty good shot at going with your prediction there. But I guess we'll find out in a few minutes. But yeah, I
Oh,
decided to hop on since Steven Brooks, he's covering it for us down there. So
oh,
it's free, and Jason sent me a link, so I was jumping
come
on.
on in.
Yeah. So Corey, we were just talking about this, so if Nick Marsh does decide, to choose Michigan State as where he wants to make his home for the next 3 to 4 years, what does he bring? And is he a type of player that can come in and make an immediate impact in his freshman year?
Yeah, he'll make an immediate impact. He's 6'3", at least 200 pounds. He's always been advanced as a receiver. I mean, going back to when he was 13, 14 years old. So he's kind of built for this already. So yeah, if he chooses Michigan State, he's not gonna redshirt if he's healthy. He's gonna be a guy that's gonna come in immediately and be able to challenge defenses vertically and turn those 50-50 balls into 90-10 balls.
I like that. 50-50s into 90-10s.
So let's dig deeper into his skill set, Corey. Like, what do you see if you're watching? Because you do this. This is your thing. You break down film, and when you're sitting and watching Nick Marsh, what pops to you?
Just how he's a complete wide receiver. I've seen him live, I think 4 times, maybe 5 times. He's a guy that doesn't take off running plays. He's out there blocking every play, which, if you guys know, obviously at Michigan State, that's a must. To play for Coach Hawkins, Courtney Hawkins. So you get that out of him. You got a guy that's going to run his routes properly and just do everything that the coaches need out of him. Try to figure out, is he up there right now, or is
That's what I was going to say. Can we get?
We're looking. I don't see Nick. I see
unmute if he starts talking. We don't want to get the commitment and it's muted. There we go.
MamaTron is there.
Oh, we got the jams going.
Nice music going. I learned this last night.
While we're listening to the smoothies play in the background there, like, how far has commitment, has changed? I remember standing at the bottom of my driveway coming home from football practice and calling Jeff Stoutland and talking to that crew that I'm committing to Michigan State. Now, this is what commitments come to. Court, how much bigger can it get?
Yeah, I think that's something I wanted to bring up too, with how he's doing this, where I think it's a good thing that he's doing it at his high school with his teammates and coaches. Like, obviously some people, they do it a different way with maybe their 7v7s and stuff, but I like the touch of doing it with the people that you go to. These guys have been playing together since they were little a lot of times, so
right.
I think that was a solid, strong choice, and kind of speaks of where his head is at, where he's kind of been driven by his family and his high school, not so much some of the other stuff that's out there. So I think that's just another positive thing that you can talk about with Nick Marsh as a player.
Yeah, absolutely. And these kids are turning more of these things, Trey, into it's almost like a mini draft day here. For all this,
bigger, right?
Yeah,
almost bigger,
exactly.
Because everybody has all eyes on that one player for a nice amount of time. They get to choose the day that they want to do it, their time slot, and then we're all eyes on them when that happens. And I see MamaTron there. It's good to see Mama Hall. Sarita Hall has joined the chat. She was in here. Want to say hello to her, a friendly hi. Look at, I love you guys right back. We love you. This is the best.
It's like Michael Jackson. I
love you. Yeah, so we're getting reports that Nick is near the stage. He's getting something. I don't know if he's on a phone call. He's talking to somebody, making sure that everything is, all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, and the decision is final before he comes out here to tell the rest of the world what the decision is.
This is really interesting. This is the first time we've done something like this, and this could either be something that's really good, Corey, for us, or it could be really like, Corey, what happened?
Listen, it's a platform. We're a platform. We've had recruits on here who haven't chosen to come to Michigan State. I think about Davi Belfort, a kid whose father is a MMA fighter, a very famous family, and he had Michigan State on the radar. He chose Virginia Tech. Look, and we're happy for him. Doesn't mean we don't want, look, it's okay. We love to talk. It's about the players, the kids, the players, period. Athletes.
Exactly.
That's what it's about. In increasing their brand any way possible and doing it from a real authentic place. We understand what they're going through, and it's in a heightened way than it's more heightened than when we experienced it coming up. Jew, you're younger than I am. You came out a little later than me, and you didn't have this. We didn't. I just signed a piece of paper in my library, my school library. And I think I took a black and white photo of it.
I signed in the school library too, and you know what I had on the back, the backdrop in the library were remember when we went on our visits, they would wallpaper the doors of the Kellogg Center hotel room with Michigan State pictures. Yeah. That my mom took those pictures home, and that was my background on into my school library. With that said, I was in my high school, I was the first kid, in my high school, out of my school ever to go D1. So
incredible.
Yeah,
it's a big thing. The whole community gets around players that take it.
Oh, absolutely. It definitely is. Corey, so while we have you, is there any other people we should be, I know, we're ramping, we're getting into July, training camp's going to start here in a few weeks. Are there any other targets that, we maybe, should be have our radars up for?
Jason Brown, the top 100 running back out of Seattle, Washington. He'll probably be end of July, August sometime, make an announcement. And I have a pick in for him to Michigan State right now, and he would be a huge pickup. He kind of I don't do the player comparisons a lot, but with him, you see a lot of Marshawn Lynch, where he's just the same body type and same running style, and he kind of same pad level, and then same thing where he's just he doesn't like to go down there on the ground. He's throwing guys off of him and running through people. So there's a lot of similarities when you see his tape to what you saw Marshawn do. So obviously that's some lofty goals to live up to, but
absolutely.
But if we're just talking running style and physical appearance and everything, he kind of checks the boxes there.
Mm-hmm.
You already know why he's here. You already know why he's here. Marshawn.
Yeah. So this one is like
Skittles. Does he speak to the media?
Yeah, he speaks to the media. He hasn't ran anybody over with a golf cart yet. I don't know, but maybe later.
So it looks like we're still waiting. I see, look, the thing now with the family is that they wear something on top of whatever is underneath. Underneath there's definitely the school of choice. MamaTron, I believe, is to the left in the red. Look at that shirt.
Let's get up. Let's get up and in. Let's get in there. Wiggle up there. Say, hey, this is Sparta. We're here, front and center.
Yeah, he's got a microphone right there. It's auditorium. We're thinking more gymnasium format where it's open. You can walk up there. But this is, you got the rows. It's a little different. You got a stage. The curtains down. So they're elevated, which is good. So you can get a good picture. Got good lighting here. We're just waiting on Nick to join the party. I know that they had some issues from a Wi-Fi perspective in that bunker for a while.
Bunker.
It's a bunker in there. A lot of concrete in there in the middle of the River Rouge High School.
We see that a lot when we come around live announcements. It's you get there and everything's ready to roll, and then everybody fills that auditorium with their cell phones, and it seems like the Wi-Fi just shrinks down on them. So I've definitely seen some that were pretty choppy, but so far so good here, it looks like.
Yeah. I'm just looking to see, and just communicating with our booth on the ground there to see, like, what is our timeline looking like. We're 10 minutes into the official timeline of the announcement, and we're still waiting. But look, patience is a virtue here.
Patience is a virtue. Rome wasn't built in a day. What we're doing right now, I did reach out, and what we're going to try to do is after the commitment announcement, if it goes the way of Michigan State, we're going to try to see if we can get a quick comment from Nick and MamaTron really quick. There's a message out to her and everything. I understand everything's out there, but we're going to get them. If we don't get them today, we're going to get them either Tuesday or Thursday of next week.
Okay. Hey, we're all about it here. We just want to see it live, just like everyone else wants to see this live, bringing you the real information as it happens in real time. This is exciting to me. Look, I'm this gets my juices flowing. I don't know about you, Chew.
This is great. You know what? I have people sending me texts like, I don't condone this. I don't say you do this. There's a new law in Michigan, but someone they sent me a picture, and they're driving and their phone set up for this, and now this first stream is on there.
Yeah, you can't condone that.
Big Gretch just came out with her rules, but they have it set up. They're not touching it. They're not doing anything. So we're good.
Looks like we're about ready to get rolling now.
I see a large human being walking up on the stage right now.
Hey! Great walk-up song, by the way. Great walk-up song.
It's got to be thought out. It's beautiful.
So let's go live to Nick right now.
Good evening, everyone. How are we doing today? I am Mr. Adrian Edwards. I'm actually one of the assistant principals, as well as one of the athletic coordinators, along with Mr. Chester Franklin, that's on the back. And we'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight to enjoy this festive occasion. On behalf of our superintendent, Dr. Coleman, our deputy superintendent, Ms. Barry Brown, the Board of Education, the high school athletic administration, the football program, we would like to thank everyone for coming out today to support one of our football athletes, Mr. Nick Marsh, and celebrate him on his verbal commitment announcement of where he would not only be taking his football talents, but as well as his academic talents. We would like to thank the family and friends today in the crowd that's in attendance, as well as Nick and his mother, Ms. Wilson, and his family for allowing all of us to be part of his announcement and this big day. Because I know we couldn't have been it anywhere, but he chose to do it here in the auditorium of River Rouge High School, and we truly appreciate it. At this time, I would like to take this time to introduce for some more welcoming comments from our excellent superintendent, Dr. Derek R. Coleman.
Good evening. Good evening. Listen, we got to celebrate the young man's accomplishment that every child that has played any sport aspires to become. So we're going to provide incredible energy this evening. Good evening. Good evening. So I thought about the magnitude of this event, and again, for any kid playing sandlot football on playgrounds, any basketball players, they all want to go D1. That is every athlete's dream. One of the things that I try as an educator to help young people understand, it doesn't matter if it's D1, D2, D3, we want D3. We want you to go somewhere where you're going to be celebrated, where a village is going to get behind you to make sure that this journey is not complete. Before I get into everybody's role that's here tonight, I would just like to say that as much as we talk about Nick the football player, I think the most underrated and understated characteristics or qualities that he has are his humility and his work ethic. He didn't get here by chance. He has these physical gifts, obviously, that most of us wish we had, but his commitment in the classroom and to being a great person are far greater than anything that athletics is going to be able to do for him, because football is promised to no one. So we're going to celebrate you, Nick, on the young man that you are, because I think that's bigger than the athlete. Yeah, clap on that. So in closing, everybody here, this almost feels like a wedding. This is a commitment ceremony. It is him saying I do to one of the 30+ universities that have offered him an opportunity to come there and continue his academic and athletic abilities. But when people go to a wedding, you are there as witnesses. You're not there to participate in the reception. You're not there to just watch what happens. You're there to provide your commitment to the bride and groom to say that we're going to do everything we can to make sure you're successful. So if you're here this evening, you're not here just by chance. You're here because this next journey in his life is going to be far more difficult than anything he's ever done. Here's why. College teams are nothing but high school all-star teams. He's going to walk into college as an 18-year-old freshman competing with men who have been in the college weight program for 5 years or 3, 4, 5 years. He's going to deal with professors who could care less about what happens in football because the academic integrity of that institution matters. So while we're here celebrating him this evening, make sure that when he transitions from here to wherever he's going to go, that we continue to support him. I don't care how mature he looks, how much of a man his physique lends itself to believe he is. This is a young man that's going to need all of our support. So Nick, as your superintendent, somebody who views you as his nephew, you have my commitment, and I'm certain that everybody in here shares in that belief, because very few people get to have what you have. When you think of all of that combined, you have the potential to play at the next level after college. But it won't happen unless you make great decisions. It won't happen unless you're academically eligible. There's nothing average about you. So you're going to college to be an academic All-American, as well as an athletic All-American. And everybody in here is committed to help you with that. We love you, and wherever you choose to go, that university is going to be better because you chose to go there. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Coleman, for those remarks. Now, we all know that there's a lot of people here today that would like to talk and share their experience that they've had on Nick Marsh's journey. The first person we're going to ask to come up to speak is one of his former coaches, Coach Maurice English.
All right.
We can do a little better than that.
Sorry, buddy. Looks like we're going to get a lot of people talking on this right now.
Hey, it's time to milk it. This is a big fish coming out of here, baby. They want to milk it.
At one point,
Everyone's getting their shine.
At one point, we had
the coach wearing cowboy boots out there
from our program at River Rouge High School at one time. They've been on pipeline for a very long time, leading back to the Dawgs and all those great players that they had. But I've known Nick since he was, 7 years old. We transitioned from the Tigers to the Wolverines. And at that time, we all didn't know he was a Division I player. All we know, he was a big, tall, big-headed kid that was a kicker. That's about it. But his transition from youth to high school has been remarkable. I remember getting a phone call from his mom, Yolanda, and she's telling me, like, hey, after the championship game, I ran to a coach. His name was Coach Russell, and he wants my son, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, we're not trying to hear that. We going here. Lord behold, it's River Rouge. That's where all my kids are already at. And Nick was one of the ones that was a bright spot. Championship game, I think he scored 4 touchdowns. Is that correct, Rick? 3 touchdowns. Of course, he's going to tell me because he said he scored 5 touchdowns. But it was a tremendous opportunity to be able to coach Nick. Nick is more just a football player than me. I treat him like my son. He called, hey, coach, I need this, I need that. Hey, can you compete with this, pick me up that? No problem at all. But I'm extremely happy for his development from Coach Larry, Coach Petway, Coach Lance, Coach Parker, the whole River Rouge staff. And I'm eager to see in the next 3 or 4 years we would like to go as development leading to the next level. That's pretty much it.
Thank you, Coach English. Next up, we're going to have a coach come up that's currently on the River Rouge High School staff. That's going to say a few words. Coach Russell Hughes.
Good evening, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
First off, I want to let's tap it up. Everybody in the stands, let's tap it up for all of the staff, the faculty, everyone who made this possible. Man, I've never seen nothing like this at River Rouge. Let's tap it up as well. I'll start. So a little bit about me, Coach Russell Hughes, 2005 graduate at River Rouge High School through and through. I played at River Rouge as a junior Panther. A couple of my old coaches are out there. Shout out Coach Keith, Coach Finley. They coached me when I was 9, 10 years old, starting off playing football. So that just gives you an idea of the community feel that we got here. So, you know, shouts out to everybody here in the Rouge community. So, like I said, River Rouge graduate. I actually walked across this stage a long time ago, back in 2005. So being able to celebrate one of our kids here is a huge thing for me, huge sense of pride. I love Nick to death. He's like my second son. You'll hear me say it all the time. You know, he'll get mad when I call him son in front of everybody else, but I truly feel that way about him. So I'll give you guys a quick story, looking at, you know, kind of everybody up here who's played an important role in Nick's life. When I met Coach Reese, he wasn't Coach Reese. I was working downtown as an engineer. He was a chef in one of my favorite restaurants. And every day I used to go in there and get my soul food, my extra cornbread, and I just used to kick it with him. He used to show me love. And then lo and behold, fast forward, I found out, you know, he's the coach of Nick, and had my experience with Reese not been good those days. He may have been like, ain't no way. You heard what he just said. We ain't going to Rouge. Like, if my experience was any different than him, Nick may not have been here today. So just a quick story on how you treat people, I guess, going forward when how you treat people when you don't know like who they are. So always being a good person to somebody. And I think that we can say that Nick is that to a lot of us. Man, so first thing I want to say, shout out Coach Lance. When I first met Nick, all I wanted to do was be able to help him and his family. I mean, you see this kid with this great potential, great head on his shoulders, mom, is, you know, daughters, everybody, like you got this nice family, and it's just like, what can I do to help you achieve your dreams? When I first met Nick, he told me he wanted to play in the NFL. So from that day forward, everything that I've done for him has been to help him achieve those dreams, whether on the field or off the field. And all of that starts with being a good person, like Dr. Coleman said, being a good student in the classroom and a good person off the field. A lot of what Nick is great at is not even something that's on the field. Just a great young man to be around and enjoy the coach every day. Nick is in the words of Coach Lance, he's a blessing to our group because he's a humble unicorn. Nick is so humble. He won't read off his stats. He won't read off his accomplishments, but I will here today. Max Prep sophomore All-American, Under Armour next All-American, Under Armour freshman All-American. He'll probably play in 2 All-American games at the end of his senior year. And Nick won't tell you none of that. He probably led our team in receiving the last 3 years in touchdowns and in receiving yards. But most importantly than that, he's maintained a 3.0 GPA while doing all of that. So she thank it up for Nick. All right, and I'll end with this story on Nick's 9th grade year, going into our first game. Marion Smith, one of our senior safety, who's playing college football, he was playing at Cincinnati. Nick caught a pass across the middle of the field on a slant route, and Marion just drilled him, helmet right into his chest, and Nick fell out, knocked the wind out
Well,
of
it
him.
looks like
I didn't think he was going to come back after.
telling
I thought he was
stories
going
about
home.
Nick,
He was
and
coming back.
it's really something that's cool. And it was hit on there. That 3.0 GPA. He's a smart kid. Coming in, and as you can see, Stray and Corey, I had to switch out here because my battery life was not doing me any job.
You're not helping the battery life.
The battery life was not helping me, so I had to switch, come back inside. I had to leave the beautiful outside, the Lake Michigan breeze and everything like that. But hey, we're here, and you know what? This is a really, really cool commitment ceremony that I think that we're seeing right now, because you see a lot of different people coming up there and speaking to not just the athletic callus that Nick Marsh possesses, but also the person he is. And we all know this. If you're going to be wearing that green, donning that green and white, and coming in and going to be called a Spartan Dawg, you have to have those core characteristics. And so Nick's definitely a kid that possesses those things. And no matter what school gets him, if it's us, we would be very grateful and appreciative of it. But no matter what school gets him, I think that he's definitely possessing a really good trait there.
Without question, you said that perfectly. I think that the town, you can tell, is very excited about this particular commitment. When you're talking about Nick Marsh's commitment today, he's a very, very, very big fish in a place that is very proud of him. You talked about it earlier. You said it's a very blue-collar, hard-working area, River Rouge, just south of Detroit there, the downriver area. You're going to see a little highlights here, Nick, making it happen. I see go green, go whites popping up everywhere in our chat. This is a guy who you can see. You got the superintendent, coaches, principals. I mean, we got school board members. Everybody wants to get up and say a word about what Nick Marsh means.
Mama and them,
grandma. I was expecting mama and them, grandmama and them, but we're going deep down the line now. Everybody wants to get their time to talk about Nick. I know everybody wants to say, hey, let's just get to it. But look, you got to let him enjoy the moment. Let him enjoy the moment. They're going to get to it. He's on the stage right now, and I know they're telling stories about him as a youth player getting into high school. I mean, because absolutely, Karen said it perfectly right. It takes a village. This is Nick's village. Let him enjoy. Enough said right there.
I'm dying laughter just reading these comments, right now. And Steve Smith, can't believe I haven't seen you turn up that drink yet.
Oh man, I can't believe it. Yeah.
It would behoove me, Steve Smith, if I didn't celebrate this occasion right now, for Spartan Nation.
It's getting warm, isn't it? the drink.
Right, exactly.
You had to get some ice in that cup. Keep it going.
Let's just say I'm right now, like behind the scenes. Just like we at This is Sparta MSU behind the scenes have a great support system. I have a great support system right now, just feeding me the line of bevies. I'm not going to say what it is because they're not partners right now of This is Sparta MSU. The line of bevies are just being fed to me right now. So
they're not partners yet. They're not partners yet.
But they could be if they play the cards right. They could be. But one thing I want to say is this: we have over 800 people tuned in right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a new subscriber, hit that subscribe button. If you're a new viewer, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button.
Hit subscribe. We cross all platforms. When we talk about Michigan State, yes, we talk about Michigan State. But, we also talk about your school too sometimes. We might talk about a recruit that we're in a battle with your particular favorite school. And you'll get the insight from us. We keep it real with you. Right now, we got MamaTron on the stage.
Yes, let's go to MamaTron.
I want to thank everybody here in this room right now. This means so much to me. It means so much to Nick. I never would have dreamed. This boy has been putting us in rooms and places that I could have never imagined us being in. First off, I have to thank Bo Thomas. Nick was about 6 years old, looking about 9, and Bo was my Facebook friend, and he ended up being my cab driver one day. And he said, "Oh, I remember seeing you on Facebook. Don't you have a son?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "How old is he? About 9?" I said, "No, he's 6." He said, "Well, I coach. You got to bring him in." And I remember Mac in 75 is where it all started. And when I took Nick there, he was really a unicorn compared to all the other kids. And the moment they threw a ball, the moment he dragged a tire, it was on from there. And from that point on, he just been striving ever since. I really want to thank everybody, the entire staff, the entire community of River Rouge, for welcoming us, because if it was not for them, we would not be leaving the east side. Everybody know we from the east side. And Russ came and he pitched something different. Cass wanted them, King wanted them, but River Rouge was a tight-knit community, and they believed in having that education, having that brotherhood and that discipline, and that's what stood out to me the most. They wanted to make my son a better person and a better man, and that's number one in my book, and that's why we chose Rouge. This so monumental, and son, I am beyond proud of you. You have been beyond a blessing. You've exceeded everything that I can ever imagine for you, and I can't wait to see what these next 4 years are like. I just thank everybody here tonight, and let's celebrate. I'm ready to celebrate my baby. Thank y'all so much.
That was MamaTron on the
Okay,
one
everyone, at this time, we're going to
there. So, I think we're getting closer. And for, the viewers popped in with us, we really appreciate it. This is a big thing for the Marsh family. Talking to MamaTron, earlier this week, she said it's going to be over 250 people, out there for this event. So they're going to make a big event of this. So
there's a video.
More offers? Oh, yeah. West Virginia just offered. Wisconsin, getting offers from everywhere. Where's he going?
Art in here.
okay.
Major impact in my life.
Just had to.
Thank all of you.
Just
you
had
guys
to.
push me to be better man,
Let's
to be a better
go.
man, just to be a better person overall. I wish I could thank everybody, like personally, because y'all just are blessings to my life. Making this decision was pretty tough, but I wanted to make this decision based off how I felt. As far as like home, like coming to Rouge, I wasn't too familiar with it, but when I came in, everyone treated me like family. It was a very family community, and making the decision to go to college, I wanted to be exactly like coming to Rouge. So that was a big part of my commitment. Reason I chose Michigan State, it's not too close to home, and it's not too far. And I would love all of you to come support, come to games. We just bond like family. Another thing, Michigan State, the fans, the coaches, everyone just like family. It's like a extended family far from home. I would like to thank the River Rouge coaching staff. I would like to thank the staff and River Rouge School District. I want to thank all my teammates, former teammates. Right now, I would like to thank family, coaches, everybody. Yeah, in the next 2 to 4 years, I'm taking my talents and my education to Michigan State University.
Yep.
I ain't gotta change my team now. You gonna get where we get from.
Y'all ready to eat?
What a special moment. What a special moment right there.
There you have it.
Nick Marsh chooses Michigan State right here live on This is Sparta MSU. We're bringing it to you, baby. Hey, let's look at it. There it is.
Yay.
Yeah. We knew it then, right? We knew it. You can't go against grandma with them.
Was that the moment? Was that Corey Robinson? Was that the moment right there?
Yeah. I just put out a tweet that I had in the draft. I said once you saw that, you knew it was a wrap for everything else was out the window. He was coming to Michigan State. Like you don't have that moment and not come here. I mean, like you can't tell grandma no after you see her getting loose on Spartan Stadium like that on the official. And I mean, you saw that all of the visits that he took. You could see that it was family at Michigan State. That's what I mean, I've probably been on countless shows and for 2 months saying it's coming to Michigan State, because you got to understand each recruit individually. For Nick, it's family. Like that's what matters. The relationships with the coaches, having his family there. So that's why when you saw the picks go to Penn State early, or maybe there's some noise with Kansas, or Pat Narduzzi's trying to offer deals too good to pass up. It's always going to be Michigan State because it was family to him and his family. So, you don't see it a lot when a guy decommits from a school that he comes back. But like with Nick, it always felt like this was always going to be where it ended up at, just because they never lost like that love for the university and coaches.
Yeah. So Corey, like, we see a lot of these pictures, and we see, on social media, and if you're a Spartan fan or a casual fan, and you see these photos and stuff like that, you see that big chair, you see Nick Marsh, Mama Marsh, MamaTron, GramaTron, and Coach Tucker, like the unsung hero really in a lot of this. And can you talk a little bit about the Courtney Hawkins effect that he's having on the recruiting, especially at the wide receiver position?
Yeah, he's a different guy. There's a lot of coaches out there at a lot of places that are going to tell kids what they want to hear. He's probably lost some guys because he doesn't tell them what they want to hear all the time. But you get the guys that understand that it's not all ass kissing and rainbows here. It's work to be a very good football player at the Power 5 level. So guys that kind of have that mindset that they know, they've got to block, they've got to learn how to get in and out of routes, they got to know the playbook. Like, he's not going to promise you that you're getting playing time, because to get your commitment, he'll tell you if you come in, you put the work in, and you show that you can beat out some of the guys that are here, then we're going to play you. Like, so I mean, that's kind of how he operates. He's from Flint, Michigan, where it's a town that everybody goes and gets it. That nobody's getting anything handed to them in Flint, Michigan, and he kind of takes that approach.
Home that you want. There you go.
There we go.
See me?
Yay!
Go green, go white.
Mama
See y'all
Tron.
soon.
Yes, we'll see you very soon. Congratulations, Mama. I know.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited, y'all. I have my own box of tissue. I was crying up a storm, but y'all gonna see us in a minute.
All right.
We love you. Hey, MamaTron, we're gonna try to get you on the show on Tuesday or Thursday of this week.
Okay.
So we can talk about this.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Hey, big question. Where are you going for dinner?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Where are you going for dinner?
We're actually here at the school.
What's on the menu? What's on the menu?
It's so much good stuff, y'all. I have no it's so much stuff. It's set up so nice.
Enjoy yourself, man.
Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy it with your family. Like
Thank
I sent
you.
you in a message today.
I've got to find my mom. I think she's around here dancing somewhere. Like she swore she was gonna dance.
right there.
So, where
Can
she
we get
at?
some video?
Coming down the ramp right
We gotta get
Are
it
you
on
dancing?
video.
We got to get her on video. She's
Look at it.
dancing.
She ain't dancing yet. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. We'll talk to you later this week.
All right, y'all.
All right.
And there you have it, guys. A big time recruit for the Spartans, coming in, Nick Marsh. Corey, before we let you go, one quick question for you. Nick Marsh was a kid that committed to Michigan State early in the process, and then he decommitted and wanted to, go through the process and everything like that. Like, what does that say to you, and what does that say, for that fact? And then coming back to Michigan State saying, hey, maybe the grass isn't greener somewhere else.
Yeah, it speaks to the relationships that he had with Courtney Hawkins, Mel Tucker, Jay Johnson. Some of them, they gave him that cooling off period. Hey, go see what you got to see. We're going to be here for you. And then maybe 3 weeks after the decommitment, they started talking again and putting themselves back in the position for it. But yeah, I mean, it talks about the culture of the program under Mel Tucker, and that he was able to go see Pittsburgh, he was able to go see Penn State, he was able to go see Kansas and a bunch of other places and he got every one of his questions answered on why Michigan State was still the best spot for him, and it led to today's announcement. And it's good for Michigan State. Obviously, he's going to make an immediate impact on the field. But on the recruiting trail, I mean, I think there's something you gain out of it too, because he did come back, so that speaks to the culture. He's a guy that, everybody in the country knows who Nick Marsh is, all the other players. So you're going to see other prospects on the Michigan State coaches recruiting board. This is something that's going to send a shockwave or, get their attention. So it's a big day for Michigan State football.
Definitely, it's a big day. Stray?
Great day. It's a huge day. I'm so happy. I don't know. That video got me. Hey, you almost got me there, Nick. That video was very emotional. I mean, the song was great, and involving everybody in the community was beautiful. Like the young kids, people in the stores, the barber, family, grandmom and them on the corner going across the street. I mean, it was beautiful. They had parks, benches. That was a very well thought out commitment video that meant a lot. And look, I don't care how much time it took. At least we got to the end that we wanted. And Nick Marsh is a Spartan. He's committed. Thank God. Thanks for all the work that he's been able to do, and thanks for everybody who tuned in.
You said thank God like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just look, it all aligns. We didn't know going into this. No one knew for sure. Maybe Corey. Corey is a guy who's in
the choo-choo crystal ball.
The choo-choo crystal. Yeah, but you never know.
Yeah, mine was at 100% going.
Corey, you did not have the cojones to say yours was 100. I said mine was not 95, and you said, "Oh, okay." You're pretty good.
I gotta hide it for the kids' moment. I can't be dropping 100%.
I get it.
That's why we did the 6 confidence pick when we put it in, and
yeah. I mean, it's a family atmosphere, as you said, Corey, though, you talked about it too, like the family atmosphere that they had at Michigan State is what attracted him today. And you saw MamaTron talking about the fact that they were going to look at King and Cass and all that, but they like the family atmosphere at River Rouge. It's a family all the way around. This is a family affair. This is Sparta MSU as a family. That chat being over 900 strong.
900.
That's huge. That's record breaking for us.
Yeah.
And we thank you. It's all about family. One of our chat loyalists happens to be right here with me. Rolanda, he's right here in California with me live. Hey, so so yeah, Go Green is where it's at. Family is where it's at. So yeah, we just
give a shout out to Lil Durk, J. Cole for that song in that video there. All my life I need.
Yep. Hey, man. Hey, that was a great event. Appreciate you, Corey. Sean. Man,
Corey, appreciate you. Sean, yes, definitely.
Sean, boots on the ground. That was great. And it's happy anniversary, Sean, to you and your lovely wife. I think it's their 5th, 6th anniversary.
So let's go into this, right? It's Sean's and his wife's 6th anniversary tonight. And he went to the press conference for us. Talk about that.
Yeah, that's huge. What else can you say? That's commitment. That's love.
Yeah.
How do we know, Sean? How does Sean know? Through this medium right here. That's right. This is the power. I want to give a couple media and what we're doing at this Sparta MSU. It's the power. And anybody in this chat is just like somebody is right here with us right now. So like the person handing the drinks over to Chew, who's awesome.
The people. That's why I want to give them a quick shout out. My boy Mike G, my boy Brett Mellon, continually handing. Never on E. Choo-choo's never on E. That train keeps on rolling, baby.
You love it. All right. Thanks to everybody in the chat that joined us for the show. Special thanks to all involved and our producers in the back. Tony Squared, Tony G, Tony L. Thank you guys. Choo-choo, do you have anything to say before we sign off here?
Enjoy your weekend, everybody.
Everybody enjoy the weekend. We're going to enjoy it. Have a good night. God bless you. And go green.
Go white.
This is Sparta MSU is a combined presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. The show is produced by Tony LaBarbera, Tony Gustella, and Process Driven Consulting. Additional support is provided by Brendan Duravage. On-location technical support provided by Good Fruit Video. Be sure to follow our host Jason Strayhorn, Jehuu Caulcrick, and Otis Wiley on social media. To stay up to date with all the latest This is Sparta news, please like and subscribe by visiting our link tree and tell a friend to do the same. Thank you for your support, and as always, go green.